Let's go. Roger. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of To another episode of Minecraft. As the sun rises over our sleepy town, I could sure go for a nice, warm cup of coffee at our brand new cat cafe, and check it out. I just love the way that this interior came out. I think it looks so nice. Oh, and we got some very excited staff members ready to greet us. And in the last episode, I asked for a name for this guy right here, and you guys came up with Whiskers. So, say hello to Mr. Whiskers here. Hello, kid. Oh, don't leave. Stay right there. Boy, I let him try to stand up for 1 second and he tries to leave. No, Mr. Whiskers, you're there forever. Now today we're going to be solving a sort of continuity error with the storyline of my whole town. And it has to do with Minecorp. See, they have this nice big helicopter. They have this mining operation going on over here, and they got things going on underground, right down this hole over here. But they don't really have a solid HQ or anything. See, they've got all these little builds spread around, and it's kind of sprawling out, but they don't have, like, an HQ. There's nowhere for the boss to be sitting around, calling all the shots for all the grunts to follow, and I think we need to fix that today. Now, you might be thinking that right out here is a great spot to be building up our Minecorp HQ. It's all flat, or we have a little bit of terrain over here, but there's a big flat area here for us to build a building on. And to that, I must say, be quiet, because no, our HQ will not be there. I think we will be making a sort of like satellite base there in the future. But our HQ will be back here at the town. And you can see the scaffolding I've built up back here. That is where we are going to be building the Minecorp HQ, disguised, of course, as a big mining business. So today we're going to be building their HQ in the style of a big office building right here in the middle of town. And I think that is good symbolism for kind of how Minecorp is. It just comes into this quiet little town, plops its giant building down in the middle of it, no regard to how the rest of the town really feels about it, and does their business however they want, without regard to any of the people living there. So, I've gathered up all of my supplies here for the build. As you can see, we've got a lot of concrete, we've got a lot of deep slate, and we've got a ton of dirt here because we're going to have to be doing quite a bit of landscaping to level this terrain out, to put a building on top of. We're going to have to clear out these trees. It's going to be a ton of work. But nothing that we can't handle in a time lapse. Why don't you sit back, relax, and let's hit it. And just like that, the Minecorp building stands tall, towering over the town, seemingly as a show of force, to remind the people that it can impose its will at any time. And I mean, this building, in all seriousness, I think really adds a lot to the skyline of our town. Let me just fly on over here and show you guys that the skyline is really like evened out now. It felt a little bit empty over on the side of the island, and granted, there is still a lot of space over there. I think we're going to envision putting a bridge up over here that connects to the bank, and we'll have some other things going on over here. But the island is really starting to get filled out, and I love the way that it is turning out. Now, the exterior is mostly done. There's still some things that we're gonna need to do on the outside, but the inside is still, well, completely empty. And I do have an idea. See, I mentioned the people of this town earlier, and, well, we don't have a lot of people in the town yet. That is something that I want to tackle with this building for sure. I think that I can put a village breeder inside here and have it just feed villagers out into the town, and hopefully they can start wandering around the town and populating it up and, you know, adding some life to our town. Now, I do need to put some villagers back over here inside of our grocery store, because zombies came in and, well, killed all of our workers. We got one guy left over here. So I do still need to actually fill back in our town with a little bit of life too, but I think this will help fill in our town with a lot more villagers walking around, which will give it a lot more movement and a lot more life, and I think that would be really good. Of course, this can't just be a village breeder. This still needs to be a functioning business front for Minecorp. So with that in mind, we're gonna have to build out this interior, at least the bottom floor or two, as, you know, official business for Minecorp. So let's start with splitting this off, because we're gonna have the front area here kind of be like a lobby and like a waiting room. We'll have like a reception desk, and we'll have some chairs for people to wait around at. And then there'll be a doorway leading into the back. And every evil headquarters needs a stupidly large sign with their name on it. So let's just go ahead and write out Minecorp right here. Yeah, I'd say that looks pretty good. Now I think the reception desk can go right about here. And we can have a waiting area over here. And another one over here. Hey, that's not too bad. Although it kind of is missing something. Maybe if I put like sort of chandelier or like hanging lights or something over here. Let me grab something. I think I want to put some sort of expensive looking chandelier over here with like some of the ores from underground, you know? And yeah, we're pulling out the big blocks here. We got gold, we got diamond, we got emerald. We're going a little crazy with it. Yeah, that is nice. Now, it is a little bit expensive, so I don't think I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Maybe I'll just do like a little 3 set of lights over here hanging over the table. I think that looks pretty nice. And then we'll also hang some lights from above the reception desk over here. Oh, I'm off by 1. Yeah, and we'll get rid of these torches. Let's see. Yeah, I like it a lot. I think this is nice. So, now we can move on to the back rooms. Now, before we go back there, I do have to tell you, Minecorp is not necessarily known for their nice working conditions, let's just say. So, in the back, we have like a sweatshop pretty much for mason villagers. So each one of these little boxes is where a villager will stand. They'll have the stone cutter as their job site, so they'll become a mason, and that way I can trade with them to get bricks and to get quartz and to get terracotta, andesite, all the goodies that come with a mason villager. And so we're going to have a bunch of them crammed in here. I think there's 16 of them in here. And we're just going to be able to trade with them anytime we want. So that way we can get unlimited quartz blocks as we need them. Now downstairs is where the manual labor happens, but upstairs here is where the office workers will be. All the suits and all the people working at their little computers. I'm going to put in some cubicles in here. I'm going to have like a little break room area with a little water cooler. It's going to be so good. Give me just a second to put that in. How can I block the camera? And voila, we have ourselves some cubicles here. And I think that this gives off the perfect vibe of dystopian office culture. I'd get a sense of dread just looking at it in here. You know, you can walk over to your little cubicle and get your little work done. And if you need a break, you got the little break area with the water cooler where you can chit chat with your coworkers over here. Now, on the next floor, we're going to have the living quarters for the workers, and that is going to be where our villager breeder is pretty much. So it's going to be up here, and I think it's going to look pretty cool. So let's go ahead and build it real quick, and I'll show you guys what it's like. Here we are, home sweet home, or well, at least as homely as it can be living inside of Minecorp HQ. We got a nice little fancy fireplace here, and we have bedrooms on either side. And I did say this is going to be a villager breeder, so when the villagers get around to breeding, the baby villagers will hopefully want to claim these beds over here, and they'll fall straight down and out of the building. And I do have to make that fall proof still, so that way they don't get themselves hurt. And then they'll grow up and become the life of our town. Now, we also have back here a little farm full of carrots and stuff for them to eat and what they'll need to breed, pretty much. And we got some, you know, boxes and pots and a little bit of sugar cane and a little workstation over here. Listen, I didn't say life at Minecorp HQ would be grand, but they are doing their part. And we will have to bring some villagers up here, at least a couple of them, to get started with the whole breeding process. But before we do that, we got to get started up on the next floor, which I think this floor is going to kind of be like a generator type floor where we're going to have different redstone generators. So we'll have like a stone generator, we'll have a cobblestone generator, we'll have a basalt generator, and well, I don't know if there's anything else that we can make, but I'll see what I can come up with. So let's put those in. And here we go. We've got ourselves a little stone generator factory floor here. And on the other side, we just got like a little bit of storage here. And in between the rooms, we have this little sliding door grate that we can close off whenever we need to. But we've got the generators here that we need. We've got regular stone here. And as we, well, it doesn't always work. Sometimes it makes cobblestone, but it all gets collected into that chest right there. And then this one is a cobblestone generator, which will generate cobblestone into that chest. And then this one finally is a basalt generator. And it will collect all the basalt down here in this chest too. So not bad whenever we need more basalt or need more stone. Not that we really ever need more stone. We always have a ton of it on hand. But if we do ever need more, we can come down here and we can generate more of it as needed. Now, up here, I thought you thought we were going to do another quick transition, but we're not. This is the C-suite. Up here, we've got the CEO's office. We've got the CNO office, Chief Nether Officer, the Chief Stone Officer, Ores Officer, and Minerals Officer. And inside each of them is just a simple little office. I didn't take too much time decorating up the offices. I probably won't be up here too much, so didn't want to spend too long up here, but yeah, we kind of decorated them all the same a little bit. Probably the most interesting one is this one with the hanging ores from the roof here. And then finally we can go upstairs and, well, I didn't do much up here. I put a couple of bookshelves in, but that's pretty much it. And there's nothing else out here either. There's kind of just an empty deck right now. I think maybe I'll put a few decorations out here, but I do want to start adding villagers now to the villager breeder down on the 3rd floor. So what I need to do is grab a couple villagers from over there, fly them on over here, and get them in so that way they can start breeding up. I want to try to have as much villager variety as possible, so I do want to take this guy over here, I want to take that guy over here, and one of these guys, and I might actually make a little trip to go find another one of the villager variations from one of the other biomes. So we got 2 of them in a boat here, and lead them up, and let's see if we can fly them up to the deck on the top of the Minecorp building. So, very gently now, come on. So far, so good. And it looks like the lead is not breaking, so we'll be good. Yes! There we go. And gently land them up here. Perfect. Now I just gotta drag them down to the 3rd story, which shouldn't be too hard. I just gotta open this up a little bit and then bring them down the stairs. You know what? That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. Let's just be careful and only get the boat here. Perfect. And we have our first 2 villagers in here, and hopefully they're going to go take the job sites for the farmers. It looks like at least one did. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're a nitwit. You're not going to take a job. That's okay. That's okay. He can still breed, so it's not that big of a deal. All right, I've got my next willing participant in the boat, and we will fly on over to Minecorp. Same way as last time. Slowly pull him off the ledge, and yes, he's still attached. Perfect. Oh, I guess I have an extra guy coming with. How did he even... Oh, it's okay. No worries. Doesn't matter. Landing down perfectly. Alright, let's bring him downstairs. Alright, we've got him in here. Now let's just set them free. Perfect. This guy's going right back to farming. What a surprise. Now, if we consult the board here in the CEO's office... Oh, it's dark outside. Didn't realize that. If we consult the board here, you can see we've got 3 types of villagers already. We got the plains villager, we got the savannah villager, and we got the snow villager. I'm kind of surprised we don't have the taiga villager because there's taiga not too far away. That might be the next one that I target. But we're also looking for desert, jungle, and swamp. Swamp is probably the most fun one. I like that one a lot. But yeah, we're going to have a few more villagers to collect, and I think I want to do that now so that way we can have a pretty even distribution of different villagers from different biomes as they start to populate our towns. So, I'm going to go fly out there. First, I'm going to sleep. And then I'm going to fly out there. And we're going to go look for some new villagers. Now, before I go, it's good to get nice and stacked up on some rockets. I don't want to run out there in the wilderness. So, I'm just going to collect a couple stacks of rockets here. That way we don't ever run out. And I'm also going to need some food. So let me go grab some more food. Well, I didn't find a village, but I did find one of my old settlements where I had some taiga villagers here. So I'm going to pick up one of these guys and we'll bring them back home. For 5,000 blocks later, I finally found myself a desert village. So I'm going to grab a couple of these guys, put 2 of them in a boat, and we are going to fly back home. Did I say 7,000 blocks or 5,000 blocks? I actually meant 14,000 blocks. Oh, I was looking at the X coordinate, not the Z. I was way off on Z. I gotta get all the way back down to 200 on the Z. It's gonna be a long flight. Oh, finally, I've made it back home. Oh boy, what a journey for these guys. They've practically seen the whole world, I guess. Let's get them landed up here on top of the Minecorp building. Safe and sound. Perfect. Now we got one down here. He is officially in. Let's go. Alright, 2 more to go. Well, fun fact that I learned while trying to get a jungle villager is jungle villages don't spawn. Ever. The only way to get a jungle villager is to breed villagers inside a jungle. So, after flying around for thousands of blocks, I came to that discovery and set up this little mini breeder here and got lucky on my 2nd villager here. So we finally got ourselves a jungle villager. So now I'm going to have to bring him back home. Wow, it was such a long flight home that he grew up. Let's get him downstairs. And you're home. All right, one more to go. And finally, we have our last villager, the one from the swamp. And he goes. And for those of you who've been keeping score at home, we have now got a villager from every single biome. That's 7 different villagers from 7 different biomes. And yeah, the jungle and the swamp. Yeah, they don't have real villages, so I had to go breed villagers in those biomes, which took a little bit more time, plus the biomes were really far away. So, glad that's done with. Now it's going to take a little while for these guys to get up to full population. I do have this carrot farm, and a couple of these guys have adopted the farmer job site here to start feeding everybody. And once they fill up all their beds in here, they will start having kids that will try to get to the beds over there. And when that happens, since they're little, they're going to be able to walk right underneath these trapdoors here, and they will fall straight down onto this, and they will be safe because down here is powdered snow. And when you fall on powdered snow, you don't actually take any fall damage. So, sneaky little way for me to kind of get villagers out of the breeder and down and into the village. Now there's really just a couple more things that we need to do before the Mine Corp building can officially open. One of those things is to add in a receptionist here at the desk, and the other one is to put everyone back here in the little sweatshop in the back. Well, that's going to take a long time, and I don't want this video to take any longer than it already has to put out. So I'm going to put these guys in between episodes, and I'll show you guys start of the next episode what that all looks like and how many trades we can expect from all of them. But for now, I think that is all we can do today. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed the content, leave me a like, helps me out. And if you're new here, hey, just subscribe. Do it. You know you want to. You know you want to. But that's going to be it for me. So until next time, stay golden, everyone. I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.